Hey everybody on YouTube, we're doing some memoirs, and so you're going to see a series of videos of me talking about some real life things of ministry and just a little bit about what we have. For those who don't know, this is my 10th year going to my 11th year ministry, my 4th year pastoring. Actually, my 4th year is coming up here in January 25th. I got ordained at Ways of Glory Family Church, where Apostle Sears is the pastor, Joseph Sears is the pastor there. And I remember that night, mixed emotions, because to a degree it was like a changing of the guard. It was transitioning. I felt unworthy to a degree. I felt nervous to a degree. It was almost like becoming a parent. You think you got all the answers until that day comes. And through the tests and trials in the last 4 years of starting the church, basically on faith, we went to the basement of a church in Kennard, and I was very humbled to get my own place, and I was humbled to pay the first month rent, and we moved in there with nothing. The only thing I had enough money was to pay the first month rent, and then I think the rest I may have had was $15 at that. We began to start having services immediately with only 6 chairs, a wooden podium that I made real quick, and a drum set and a keyboard I had in my house, and we began to have some church. And week after week, we begin to add, begin to grow. And then by July of the 2015, we moved into Oak Street. And for those who remember those Oak days, as we call them, very memorable times, a lot of history in that building. Then from Oak Street, we moved to Studer, which is not too far from Oak Street in Columbus, Ohio. And in less than 3 years, we was in the church that seated almost 400 some people. Not because we had a lot of money, not because we had a large congregation, but because we had big faith. And, there was key people that was a part along the way. People like Amber and Calvin and Tanika, Prophetess Huff. I always called her by her last name because I always used to butcher her first name up. People like Brother Bob. Those who know our ministry, Brother Bob was very key. And no one could jump higher than Brother Bob and give a loud shout. He was a white man that had more praise than most folk. and this, that's the great people that we met along the way, connections, Blessed by the Best, and Johnny Garnett, and all these great people that we met. And to going into this 4th year, I feel very proud. One thing that was a dramatic shift is that in July, we transitioned to ministry, and a God called me to Atlanta, Georgia. It has been a humbling experience. It's been a unique experience. It's been a creative experience. And I'm so excited to be here in Atlanta and what God is doing here with this next chapter of ministry, going into the 4th year, going into the 11th year of ministry. I'm so excited. And I just know that in my spirit and in my heart that the best is yet to come.